That's because Vava. That's because you have to follow a specific set of rules. Also, Fidelity doesn't have the full range of like extended hours. So yeah. Good morning, Mike. Good morning, Sean. Good morning, Amy. Good morning, Dawn. Good morning. Good morning, Blake. Angie Strand. Good morning, CL. Good morning. Yeah, Beyond Meat has been nice. That's a really good run. Vincent. Good morning. Good job on Beyond. Kiara. Good morning. Caitlin. Good morning. Floyd. Good morning. Osmond. Good morning. Good morning, A. Good morning, every Bengals. Good morning, Goose. Good morning, Stefan. Good morning, Ali. Good morning, Pizza. Good morning, Mario. Good morning, Salem. Good morning, Jay. Good morning, AF. Good morning, Chris. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Yeah, H. Curry. Good morning, Davey. Good morning, Red. Good morning, CM. Good morning, Andy. Good morning, Didi. Good morning, Nancy. Good morning, Brian. Good morning, Lost. Good morning. Good morning, James. Hey yo. Good morning, everybody. Yeah, no, Beyond Meat is just sitting in a bit of a demand zone for now. $1.30. See if it stays above that level. Good morning, Josh. Yeah, of course. Good morning, Josh. Betcha. Good morning. Ajoya. Good morning. Yeah, I wonder. I think if it breaks above the that pre-market high, then you might see a lot more volume come in after the open, especially if nothing else is moving, Ajoya. Then yeah, and so it really depends. So looking at some of these other names, it looks like quite a bit of a like a slow morning, doesn't it? Like some good pops, but like nothing that's sustainable, which is kind of annoying. But we'll see. Hopefully that changes once we open. Hopefully. Yeah, because this one's popping. XTRX, nice little pop there. Bull had news this morning that they're doing 100 million share buyback. Um, which honestly, anyways, but yeah, they're doing 100 million share repurchase program, right? So they're going to be buying back some shares, which the stock only got to this level because they did something suspicious, right? So maybe it's because they're finally done with their insider selling, or the 6 month whatever lockup. Now they're done selling. Maybe they want to buy. I don't know. They're doing something, but hopefully the stock can continue to creep up now. But yeah, this XTRX stock, nice little pop. There's some resistance at 350 on this one, but this one's popping nicely here. Popping nicely there. The high from this morning was right below at 365, so it's right there. It's like right there, 365. So it's a pretty good pop actually. So yeah, just retesting the highs. XRTX. Very nice. We'll keep an eye on this one. Again, we've kind of talked about Beyond Meat already, but it's had a really good run from last night, right? Breaking through that dollar yesterday, and then just kind of consolidating, right? So nice little breakthrough. That breakthrough came in at the close. I think you could kind of tell that this thing wanted to run because of the way that it closed. That's a pretty strong close. And like often people are like, oh, but like how do I know when to swing a stock? Blah blah blah, right? And one of the main things we always go to is the stock closing strong, right? Does it look like people are buying it to into the close? That's a pretty big one, right? Like if it's pushing strong, right, into the end of the day, right, you can tell that people wanna hold it into after hours, right? Now the next question is, okay, how do I know if I should hold into pre-market? Well, is it holding in after hours and pushing in after hours and closing strong in after hours? That's how you know. So if you look at this little blue shaded area on the right hand side, that's the after hour performance, right? So look at that. Look at that push in after hours for Beyond Meat. And then the brown on the right is pre-market, right? So pretty, like, you kind of tell, right? That there's, people want continuation based on like price action, right? So when you're looking for these momentum swings into after hours, right? Like it's you have to make decision after decision, right? So again, do I hold into after hours? Do I hold into pre-market? Depending on the previous session price action, right? It closes strong at the end of the market. Cool, fine, right? Is it closing strong in after hours? Okay, cool, fine, right? And then you move on from there. Cool. So that's how you kind of decide. I mean, that's a piece of it at the very least. That's how you decide if you should be holding something into the next session. Alrighty. So for now, BYND, there's a bit of support here around $1.30. Let's see if it stays above that level, and then we'll go from there. Cool. LOCL. This one's had a good run this morning too. Initial pop and then dip and then bounce again. It's having such a hard time though. Around 320. So this one needs to break above 320 today if it wants to do anything else. There's a bit of support around 280 for those of you that are in this or watching it. But it's really important that it breaks out above that resistance. Cool. And then there are a whole bunch of other random names that honestly they're not even worth talking about until until they actually give us anything else. LOBO isn't one of them, right? So we like this one as well, but we're gonna need this thing to give us a breakout as well. So just a bit of consolidation, maybe above $1.20 would be nice. If not, you have your support is between 95 and 95 and $1 there. So if we want to sell off on this one, it's sitting at the VWAP right now. So yeah, I think you're hoping that we can curl of this 108 level, right? If not, then you're looking for that 95 to a dollar range. Cool. So we like this one. This one's definitely at the top of the list for names we want to see push at the open. Lobo. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see how this thing performs. Cool. And then obviously again, you can see that double top right for XRTX at 365, right? So that's kind of what we just hit and then got rejected there. So we'll see. Anyways, a question for you guys in the chat though. What is your favorite stock going into the open with 8 minutes to go? What is your favorite stock going into the open? No, 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 no. Yeah. Bull? Yeah, bull is on the left-hand side there. Let's hope that it's finally hit the floor now and it starts to actually perform with time, and it doesn't wait till Thy Kingdom come before it decides to go above $10. Let's hope that it can start doing it now. But yeah, so yeah, for a lot of you guys, it's gonna be XRTX, LOBO, SPRC, Beyond Meat. Yep, and it's a lot of the same names we're looking at. Anyways, Tiffany, good morning. Raven, good morning. Ayo, Dan, good morning. MT, good morning. Dave, good morning. Alvarez, good morning. Desta, good morning. Joseph, good morning. Justin, good morning. Corrado, good morning. Good morning, Escaped. Good morning, everybody. Stephanie, good morning. Good morning, Bishop. Ali, good morning. PH, good morning. Good morning. Dre, good morning. Shop, good morning. C4, Will, good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I missed a whole bunch of you, but good morning. Dawn, good morning. Mindful, good morning. Samuel, good morning. Soundhound, la 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 la. Interesting. Did Sound do a split or how is it at that price? Interesting. Nawa, good morning. Hatch, good morning. Yeah, no, so again, this one should be pretty obvious though, right? XRTX, because of the double top, triple top, whatever you want to call that, that should be pretty obvious. If you're buying that thing at a double, triple top, then you just like violence anyways, right? So it's getting slapped at resistance. So surprise, surprise, no, you always want to be careful when you get to previous levels like this, right? So yeah, cool. That thing just went from 360 almost down to 260, right? Right. So alrighty. So always pay attention to those technical levels. They're there for a reason. So for now, maybe that 200 EMA will act as a bit of a base there up to 75. If not, then you're looking for that demand zone or the golden pocket lower. So, but that's a pretty nice pop, and it's crazy how they just erase almost all of it. Craziness. Nothing there. Lobo is still kind of playing games here with that 108 level. So we shall see. Beyond Media is doing a good job of holding its base here, which is nice. And then Trump and terrorists will remember companies that didn't ask for a refund. Unbelievable. Honestly, I don't want to get into Trump's rubbish this morning. So let's move on. La, 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 la. No buy button on public. Hmm. Maybe that's a good thing. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. But maybe. Nick, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Yeah, I'll take a look. I'll take a look at edible. Yeah, EDBL. Edible. Yeah, the reason I haven't looked at this one yet is because of that initial push, and they have a history of pumping and like not sustaining it. So yeah, I think you're looking for that second curl, Ali. It's not quite there yet, right? So watch a dollar. It gets slightly below, right? It's not even $1.30. So yeah, so it's already pushing below. But yeah, so watch $1.30 ish here for a curl. If it's not curling, then it's gonna go lower. Alrighty. So between $1.30 and $1.20, that if it can find a way to consolidate there, maybe we can curl back at the open. Alrighty. Yeah. So yeah, just watch for that curl first. Watch for a little bit of support and then the curl. I'm just saying like this stock has a history of a lot of pump and dumps. Yeah, just ask Dan about edibles. He'll tell you. Yeah, Kevin, it's up here. It's just not doing anything, right? And it has support at 30 cents, but it's just not doing anything. So at this point, for a lot of these names, you're just waiting for the market to open, and then we can go from there. Yeah. Sometimes when we're this close to the open, honestly, it's just best to say, hey, okay, you know what? I'm just going to relax, especially when nothing looks like amazing. So our favorite stock this morning is probably still Lobo, LOBO, gummies. Alrighty, so this one stands out for now, but there are other names, right? So again, there it is, Ali, right? That thing just dropped all the way down to $1.20, right? Edibles. So this is what happens when people take edibles. They do crazy things. Anyways, yeah. For now, like I said, right, watch between $1.30 and $1.20 there for some consolidation. If it can find a base, maybe we curl. Alrighty, especially if nothing else moves, maybe this one moves as the most recent like crazy stock. So just watch that level for a curl. LOCO, again, like I said, this one has some support around 280. So don't laugh, Sandra, don't laugh. I was trying to be serious, now I can't. Anyways, so let's see if we can stay above this level and then curl. Some of my best trading happens under influence. The influence of edibles or the influence of your wife with a stick, Dad? Which one? Chris? Yeah, no, Beyond Meat needs to get back above the VWAP here. But yeah, so less than 2 minutes. Bull is looking like a. Anyways, let's be nice to Bull. So edible is holding that 130, 120 range for now, which is good, right? So let's hope that it can stay above that level. LOC is holding the support, which is good. And then Lobo is also holding the base, which is also good. So let's see which of these names can give us some boomskis. Yeah, is that the real secret to profitability? Probably. Probably. Good morning, Luna. Probably. Na 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 na. Okay. Open the markets. We are ready. We are ready. We are ready. Open it. Beyond Meats. Maybe that's why the stock is running. Uh, Open the markets, and we are open. Okay. There we go. So again, you were by now we're used to these crackhead candles, you know. So obviously we like Lobo as our number one stock for now, but I think we need some proper price action. You know, like breaking above $1.20 and consolidating would signal that confirmation there potentially, at least for now, right? So we're just playing back. VELO just had some news. VELO and partner for 2026 pilot challenge, whatever that means. Anyways, so here we go for $1.20, which is the resistance we need to break above and hold, right? So 120 resistance on this. Poet, I know someone asked about Poet earlier. I haven't looked at that yet, but a nice little Canadian pop this morning. I'll take a look. I'll take a look. What's your position? I was going to ask you. What's your position in the play? Right, because that's what we're missing. Let me know what your position is, though. So again, Lobo needs to consolidate above $1.20 if it wants to get moving here. Alrighty. Beyond Meat is getting slapped. Right. Everybody's like fake meat. Who eats fake meat in the morning? Anyways, watch $1.20 for your next support on Beyond Fake Meat. Alrighty. FCHL with a nice little curl, which is good. So that 30 cents is holding. Right. So 30 to 33.50 here. Not bad. Right. Edible looks like the usual stupid stock we know that it is, right? So there's a nice little golden pocket trying to form here, though, of $1.10 where the 50 EMA is at. So $1.10 maybe is gonna hold, right? So there goes back to $1.20, right? So this one isn't really doing anything, and Lobo is still a top name right now, but for some reason it's moving like a snail, like a damn snail. Ravi, yeah, Ravi, it was you asking, what's your position? What's your position in Poet? I'll take a look. Just give me more details. Type yes in the chat if you're holding. If you're holding, type yes in the chat if you're holding the Lobo. If you're holding the Lobo, type yes in the chat. Type yes in the chat. A lot of you guys are going to be holding Lobo, right? So, like I said, this is the favorite play for right now, right? And I'm glad it's performing. Hashtag number two, everybody, number two. So there's another line there. We're hitting highs of the day now, which is nice to see. There's another high. There's another line there at $1.30. So that line was most likely put there from the past. Yeah. There we go. That thing said resistance. Catch me outside. How about that? I like it. I like it. I like it. Okay, let's see if we can stay above the traded it already 1 to 122. Love it, Yogi. Love it. Yeah, so I mean, there's a yellow candle showing up there, right? So people are gonna take oof, damn. That thing said, sheesh. Who did that? Who did that? Wow. Who did that? Are you kidding me? This is why it's so important. How many times have you guys heard me say this in the morning, right? When a stock is pumping at the open, be very skeptical, right? When a stock is pumping at the open, be very skeptical. Why? Because we don't trust the open runs. But like that was a little bit too scammy. Who did that? Damn. Stuff like this is why like we say wait a few minutes at the open. It's pretty annoying, right? Again, you guys have heard me say this almost every morning, right? I don't trust runs at the open. Is it Benji? Did Benji short or did he go long? Seriously. Anyways, let's see what happens when the stock gets unhalted. Yeah, let me take a look at Poet for you, and then we can go from there. Edible is curling though. Edible is holding up the 110 level. Yeah, Edible is holding up the 110 level. Yeah. Let's hope. Okay, bull just looks like a like the. Anyways, I'm gonna be nice poet. Ravi, I was still waiting for you to tell me where your position was on this one, but nice little push though. Resistance, which is oof. That thing said resistance. How about I give you a whole red zone? Yeah, I just want to look what the left hand side looks like because you can usually tell why you're getting all of those red zones because there's so many wicks. Yeah. Um, Again, your first level is going to be $10. Even though we broke above $10, it's still going to be $10. And if you can break through and actually consolidate like like a 5 minute, or a longer time frame candle close above $10, then you're looking for, your next big level is going to be 11, based on those candles on the left hand side there. Righty. So for now, it's all about holding above. The 52-week high actually is $10.14. Right. So that might be the level, right? That might be why it's kind of struggling in that range. So you could just use 10.15, 10.14, and then if you break through that level, then there's a lot more room to the upside. But if you're in a position, just make sure you have a good stop loss. Alrighty. Edible is still curling here nicely, right? So that golden pocket actually did hold for edible. Yeah. Yeah, that was a really good curl and edible. Pizza on my phone? Okay, I will. Uh, yeah. Congratulations. uh, okay, so and then $1.50. Um, do I think Lobo's done though? I don't think so. Alrighty, so let's see what happens with the on halts here. Unless that candle on halts and was simply just dropping below a dollar, then maybe. But other than that, yeah. Pizza, what did you get in at? Beyond Meat with a nice little bounce here off the 120 area. Poet is pushing nicely, actually. Yeah. Poet is like, hey guys. Yeah. Ravi, again, what's your entry price on this one? Yeah. Mindful. Thank goodness for stop loss. Again, this is why we're always very skeptical at the open, honestly. Very skeptical. Um, yeah. Very, very skeptical at the open because of this suspicious stuff they do. Very, very suspicious. TOVX tripled your monies. Almost, yeah. Well done, Tyler. Congratulations. Good morning, Marwan. Good morning. Okay, so let's see what happens with the on halt in this one. Edible does look good, right? You're looking for that 150 break and then $1.65 for your double top, right? So VELO, I mean, I don't know what to tell you guys about VELO, right? I'm gonna pretend we never talked about VELO, I'm gonna pretend we've never talked about this as a swing play, like never ever, like ever? No, not really, huh? Right? Like never ever ever, right? Type yes in the chat if you're still holding VELO. Yeah. And then the other one's on halted here. So let's see if we can find a way to hold around there's a nice 200 EMA in demand zone closer to the to the bottom there, but we had that support between, like I said earlier, 95 to $1 is that support on Lobo. Yeah. Yeah, so Lobo's open. Yeah, a lot of you guys are still swinging the low, which is very nice. Hello, yes? Yeah, so watch for a bit of support here between 95 and $1. But look at this chart. Tell me this isn't really nice. Tell me this is not nice, guys. Look at this. We talked about this, right? VELO as a swing play. Look at this beauty. We even put some beautiful arrows at the bottom, beautiful green arrows at the bottom. Look at this beauty. Look at that. Right? We talked about it at $8. It went all the way to $16, came all the way back down again to the green zone. And then now it's going again. How beautiful is that? So easy monies on that. Easy monies on that. Is car really halted? That thing is such a crackhead stock. Not even funny. Anyway, so we're unhalted with this one here. We're trying to hold that base. So let's hope we can. So that we can. Okay. Uh, the laptop and my wife hears your voice and says, "Boom skis." Let's go. Oh my days, look at Poet, guys. Damn. How quickly did that happen? So I guess they just broke above the that's $10.14, and they just said, you know what, this push it to $11. That happened very quickly. Wow. I mean, on a stock like this with the bigger float, right, 90 million shares, it usually doesn't happen that quickly. But that is very quick. Boom skis. That's really funny. Lobo just gave us a scam price action this morning. This is why, guys. Again, it's really important to use stop losses. Whenever I hear someone say, "Oh, we don't like stop losses," I just laugh at them. Because I keep hearing that a lot now. I don't like stop losses. Oh my gosh, meh, right? So yeah, yeah, Tim. It better be Chinese because the way that it's performing with Ali, yeah, it's definitely China. So your last line of defense on this thing obviously will be that golden pocket and the 200 EMA. It's nice that they're in the same area. So like it has to stay above this level or it's dead, right? It has to stay above this level or it's dead. Anyways, yeah, Poet is all the way up to $11 now. So that was the next resistance. Ravi, was it Ravi that was asking? I think so. Right. So Ravi, there's your next resistance. Pretty nice push though. Right. So again, Lobo, let's hope it stays above that level. Edible is looking really good. So you're looking for that next top there now for EDBL. So Ali, this turned out to be, telling you, Dan. Anyways, turned out to be a nice little push. Okay, so yeah, that double top there. Lobo is getting slapped straight to that golden pocket and the 200 EMA. Yeah. And then Edible is sitting at that double top. This one's kind of coming back a little bit as well. So around that 280 is still holding. Poet is obviously that $11. You can see that it's stalling there for a little bit now, which obviously it is resistance. Beyond Meat is just holding the same double bottom around $1.20. Not a whole lot happening. And then yeah. So it's really important that Lobo bounces off this level. Like it's now or never for this stock. Now or never. Alrighty, now or never. Like your last line of defense there. So, so yeah, if you're still in a position, it needs to bounce off this area, right? Where that white circle is at, it needs to stay above that level. That's where Yogi, that's where Pyro and Yogi, not Pyro, Raven and Yogi are waiting at to take your monies. Edible got rejected off the double top, right? Surprise, surprise. No, it's a double top, right? Yeah, rejection. And then Lobo is trying to bounce. Like I said, that's where Raven and Yogi are waiting to thief your monies. To thief your monies, that's where they're waiting. Yeah. So it better bounce before it gets there. Otherwise, here we go. It's trying. Poet got rejected off $11, which is not a surprise. That was your next resistance. Right? Ravi, did you take your gains or you're still in there? VELO, VELO still looks nice. That 200 EMA is a lot lower than it was last time, obviously, because that's how they work. But um, so that's going to be really, really interesting to see. Interesting. You got out at 11. Let's go, Ravi. Congratulations. You can always play with it, right? So see if it breaks out above 11 again. But yeah, so Lobo's trying to bounce, trying to. Seems to be a lot of selling coming from somewhere. Like a lot of selling. It's trying to bounce, and then someone's like, nope, you shall not bounce. Yeah. I don't know if this counts yet as eating up the floor, Linda. This is just a potential technical bounce of a support area. This isn't really eating up the floor yet. Right? Eating up the floor comes together with like finding a good technical level, but also a period of a long period of consolidation. Right? You can just see it holding that level for some time. So yeah. Yes, yes. You can do it, Lobo. Come on. This garbage 20-point chop. Yeah. I'll, let me see here. Is it green at least? It was green early this morning when Trump was yapping. I just stopped watching it because Trump was just yapping too much. It's like, you know what? Don't want to listen to this rubbish. I don't know who goes on CNBC just to talk about. Like, how do you go on CNBC just to talk about rubbish that has already been posted on Twitter? Thought he was actually going to do something. No, just went to brag. Okay. Nice little bounce though, Dan. Nice little bounce. Creates a flow to eat off. Exactly. So maybe that's what Lobo is doing here now. Maybe that is what we are doing here now. Okay. Another stupid China stock halted up. That's nice, Vincefel. Good job on that. That's nice. Yeah, one share. Yeah, stuff like that. One share is perfect. Nice job. Good morning, unknown. Good morning. Look at Edible. Like Edible just got rejected so hard of that double top. It's not a bit funny. So hard. They say, "Thou shalt not change your colors. You shall always be a stupid scam, pump and dump." Okay, still just sitting around 280 here. Okay, Lobo, if you're gonna go, just give us a higher low, a double bottom, and then just get moving. Stop this silly game you're playing here. TDIC. Yep. TDIC with a nice pop there. We don't really want to be watching VELO, right? VELO is more of a swing play. right? And you can see that it's finding some resistance at 1350-ish, right? Surprise, surprise. So we're gonna get rid of that. Yeah, that's a pretty nice pop. This one came out of nowhere because that thing had no volume. I think it's just because they've done a split, right? So they've done a split and they're trying to push it. Pizza in? Yep, exactly. Yeah, I know, right? Like, no. So I think what I'm saying is, you know how like usually we say if a stock is going up, right? If a stock is on a downtrend, we need a higher low or we need a double bottom. Let's hope that's what Lobo is doing here, right? It doesn't just break out of the downtrend on that first curl. It rarely ever happens, ever. Right? There always has to be a retest of that bottom or a retest of a higher low. And then if it curls and breaks that previous high, that little high right there, then it's ready for the push. So I'm hoping that's what this is doing, right? So there's always a second confirmation of like yeah. So let's hope that this what it's happening right now, that's the retest. And then we can curl. What do we need to do? We need to chant Lobo, Lobo, Lobo. Come on, Lobo, you can do it. Stop being rubbish. So again, obviously that second bottom curl is like we're still waiting for that as confirmation, right? So see if we can stay above that and then go from there. TDIC is halted up at 117. That's a pretty nice pop. Yeah, pretty nice. Virus. Virus always comes in when we're talking rubbish. Okay, now or never. Now or never, Mr. Lobo. We don't have time for this. Where's Mr. Market Maker? Mr. Market Maker, your job is on the line. You better give us a nice green candle right now or you're fired. Give us a green candle or you're fired. Let's get out of this demand zone on the upside. Okay, give us a green candle. That thing said, if pizza is here, you're not getting nothing. Nothing. Damn. Right. So again, that second confirmation, right, of a double bottom or a higher low is not there yet. Right. That's why it's not really doing anything like that. Right. Does that make sense though? Right. So you look at like if the algo will tell you as well, it's still on the downtrend. Yeah. So this is always what we're looking for, right? When a stock is on a downtrend, right, what we need to see is for that to change. And the only way that's going to change is for that first test of the bottom bounce, second test, and then go, right? Or, right, we go down like this, we go up, we get a higher low, and then go, right? In this case, it's not doing any of that. So that's why this isn't eating up the floor. It hasn't been here long enough to be like, hey, we're eating up the floor, right? And now it's halted down again. So Lobo's pretty gay. Yeah. Can you let us know when Peter's out? They said pizza is here. What do you mean? Wow. Unbelievable. They say as long as pizza is here, we're not going anywhere, right? So again, when a stock is on a downtrend, guys, it's a little bit different, right? That confirmation is always needed, So like which is what we were waiting for. And again, as you guys know, like this is the first test. This second test isn't proving anything yet. We're still going down, right? So it doesn't look like it's holding it and going sideways for a little bit to go. It just looks weak. Yeah. No, it is. Stocks can halt anywhere from 75 cents to a dollar. The halting begins around 75 cents. Ready? So the halting begins around 75 cents. So it can halt below $1. And then yeah. Pretty silly price action though. Yeah, you add it. Okay. Ravens definitely more with on the playing with fire side now. Any chance it goes back up, Alex? It's possible. Anything's possible, but right now it's not giving us any signs of like the things we like to see, right? Like we're not seeing any of the things we like to see. Yeah. To tell us that we're gonna go up is what I'm saying. but it's definitely possible, and it's really early still. So uh, that's crazy. Poet's still below $11, so that $11 level we looked at on the daily chart is still major resistance. TDIC is unhalted. That was a nice little push, but yeah, the slapping it back down. Why does everything just look suspicious, guys? Like, what is it? Is it because we had such a good week last week? Now everything is just like, you know what? You guys had a good week last week, so now we're gonna be slow. That's annoying. 104. Okay. Yeah. Let's see what happens with the on halt. Yeah. No, again, Lobo isn't giving us anything that, other than hope, right? There's nothing on Lobo that tells us that we're gonna go up, at least for now. So let's hope that that changes. Hmm, interesting. Yep. Yeah. I think the honestly the yeah, for some reason it just looks like this one has a lot of selling pressure. I'm not sure where it's coming from. Just a lot of selling pressure, because usually when you get to the golden pocket, at least it's like, hey, okay, yeah, no, spy is pushing for the highs of the day. Stalling a little bit there, the virus, but yeah. So that 52-week high, or all-time high, isn't too far away, but yeah, see if we get there today. Yeah, I mean, it almost made a brand new all-time high in pre-market, but that doesn't count. So no, 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 no. So let's see what happens with the on halt. All the other names are just kind of playing games here with us too. Like nothing really stands out right now other than little scalpies. Like BIYA with a nice little push, right? We looked at BIA early this morning. This one's halted down. Like even a push like this looks suspicious. Yeah. And then Lobo's unhalted at 77 here. Yeah, so that thing really needs consolidation and a higher low before it's ready for another push. Right, again, guys, this is why it's really important to, it again. The problem with this one, it like is like it happened at the open, so it moves very quickly, right? So sometimes you don't have that time to really do anything, which is frustrating, right? Really frustrating when it pops like that really quickly and you don't have that time to make a decision. But this is why though it's really important to have those stop losses in there. Really important, because that thing can turn really quickly. Yes, let me take a look. So yeah, just be careful here, Kirsten. $1.40 resistance on BIYA. This one's been on the scanner a few times too. RPGL. Are these all China stocks? This is another China stock. Singapore. Singapore. Same. It's halted up though. Yeah, nice little push. You can see all these lines on here because we've looked at this in the past. 61, Austin. Nice. You got in at 75. Nice. Okay. So yeah, let's hope. Damn, Lobo is really getting killed, right? So like I said, there's really no sign of Lobo here wanting to do anything other than what it's doing right now, because there's no consolidation, there's no double bottom, there's just nothing positive about it, right? Nothing positive here. So yeah, that's a lot of selling coming in on that, right? Just a lot of selling. Yeah, never even considered your stop loss. Why? Where did you put your stop loss? Yeah, damn. There's a lot of selling. Not sure where all that selling is coming from, but there's a lot of selling on that thing. If you are exactly Yoki, exactly, right. So again, nice little pop at the open, right. It looked really good until that halt happened. Like there was nothing wrong with this stock. Look at that, right? Nothing at all. Really good price action, and then all of a sudden they must have done something on that candle right there because that candle came through, and then all of the selling started coming in. Right, so pretty suspicious to get to a golden pocket at 200 EMA and barely hold, right? So again, that's why though, guys, again, when you see these bottoms like this and a stock is on a downtrend, it's really important that you let the trend be broken, right? So when it's on a downtrend and it bounces a little bit, that could just be a relief for more shorting or for something else. Unless you're getting that double bottom or a higher low, the stock is still on a downtrend, right? So so until that changes, it's still rubbish. Still rubbish. Yeah, this one's still halted here. RPGL. Did Benjamin actually tweet about that? I don't think so. I don't think. I think Benjamin's all in on. I think he's all in on the other stock. What's that stock called again? Yeah, the last tweet was 4 hours ago. He's still all in on that car stock. Anyways, Beyond Meat is holding $1.20 really nicely this morning though, which is good to see. For those of you that are in it, right? So it's holding up really nicely there. So $1.20 has been a good base. And then RPGL is unhalted here, 81 cents. Yeah, especially when you zoom out virus. Yeah, it's pretty aggressive. I think that's the strongest V I've ever seen. V recovery on a stock, you know? Yeah, pretty aggressive. It took what, like a week to recover. Yeah, pretty impressive. Uh, okay. Why so many halts this morning? Like pump and then halt down. Autonomous warfare group. Okay. Yeah, this one's pushing nicely though. So congratulations to those of you that are in this one. RPGL. It's a very nice push. Yep. No, 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 no. I think they must have done something on the inside because there was nothing actually announced. Unless they're not announcing it and then doing something pretty suspicious, right? But yeah, which is what they must have done. Okay, there we go. Yeah, 51. Yeah. So uh speak in my meeting at work. If you can't hear me, Brian, then are you in a meeting? Then what am I supposed to tell you? Again, this is such aggressive selling that you would hope at some point it can bounce, and also just being really early on still in the day, right? I think if you're still in a position, you want to see this thing stay above 60 cents. Alrighty, so I think if you're still in a position, you want to see if you're still hoping that it can bounce, Brian or anybody else, you want to see this thing stay above 60 cents and curl back up like now. Alrighty. So you want to see that thing at least start to show some signs of life. Yeah, SPY was stalling a little bit there at like 711 virus, like right below 711. So if it breaks above that level, they're probably going to go back to all-time highs. Why did Trump tweet again? Why is he buying puts? See, you see what I mean though? Like everything just looks so scammy today. Like look at this one. It's going up, 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 and then all of a sudden, boom, halted down. Right? How many stocks have we seen today like that? right? It's like, oh, this looks so nice. This looks so nice. Boom, skis. It's halted down, right? This is like the third stock now today that's done that. So I don't know if there's like it's honestly way too scammy. Like everything. Edible was looking so good all of a sudden. I mean, it's an edible, so this one's kind of expected. But like honestly, everything is just so scammy. Yeah, seriously, virus. Like today, especially, it's almost like something is going on that we don't know. Yeah. And when I woke up this morning, it just yeah, it's yeah. Let's hope Lobo can bounce and stay above that 60. But at this point, it's definitely hope, 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 hope. Alrighty. Benna, watching you on shorting. I think so, Benna. I think so. I know Yogi. Yeah. So again, we're back to 70 cents here for Lobo. So let's hope we can stay above that 60. Alrighty. And then start to build, a nice little uptrend. Like I said earlier, though, this thing only changes when we get a higher low or we get a double bottom. So let's hope that this is, the beginning of something. At least we test the 200 EMA, something, right? Something. And then we can go from there. So, Matt, is that what it says? 45? I think that's going to end up changing, but isn't that crazy? Crazy, huh? So there goes 71 and back to 69. Craziness. This is just stupid. Uh, yeah. Relics, what's your position in CNMD? Small position, Chris. Yeah, you're looking at a double bottom. You're looking at a double bottom, triple bottom off the 200 EMA for edibles. So um, maybe everybody gets tired of all the other names. They're just gonna sit in edible. But yeah, so or beyond fake meat. But for now, again, Lobo is still trying to hold that 60 cents. So there you go, 72. Come on, Lobo, you can do it. You can do it. Um, you're swinging that, Diego? Okay. Sounds good. Yeah. Like the lack of follow through on these names is just so crazy. Palantir. There we go. Maybe now Spy can go for all time highs virus. All time highs. How's Bitcoin still red? 72. Can we get a nice green candle? I would like 701. I mean, today's the last day for them to make a deal. So they make a deal, we they go for 720. They don't make a deal, we go for 700 below. So yep. Yes, yes. The question though is, will the follow through come in, Raven? Will it get actual follow through? Here we go, 74. Okay. Okay, a little better. Okay, 76. Okay. Okay. Okay, okay. Right. So at some point we have to retest that 200 EMA, right? Whether that means the 200 EMA drops lower or the stock goes up to meet it, right? So it's gonna have to do something. Just keep in mind though, we're gonna need that double bottom or higher low at some point. So let's hope it's changed its colors there. 71, Mamu? Okay. I was I mean it might still happen, virus. Might still happen. Like I said though, we need a higher low just for confirmation on this thing. Alrighty. So it's not just gonna go straight up like that. It has to change that downtrend. Because even though it's bouncing, it's still on a downtrend. Can't seem to pull the trigger or anything today. Honestly, no, that's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. Yeah. Zigzags. Yeah. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Like, what the hell is going? Like, look at that. Like, what is this? And it's halted up again, isn't it? Of course it is. So like, how the hell do you go from? Yeah, yeah. Anyways, that really is zigzag. Okay, let's see if Lobo can give us some proper price action though. Seriously, this is not the type of price action we want to be seeing, is it? Want to see something a bit more constructive. So yeah, no, if you're having to be patient today, there's really nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all. Mm. I don't have time for yeah. Yeah, it's bouncing off a demand zone. I think Kirsten mentioned that earlier too. And then it's 290s your VWAP lock. So watch that for some resistance. But yeah, look at that, right? Lobo's coming back down. So like I said, we're not just gonna go straight up. It has to come back down. Like it has to. It does, whether it likes it or not. It has to come back down for a retest of the downtrend, a retest of a double bottom, a higher low. Then if it can start going for that second push, that's when you can maybe trust it a little bit more, right? So that shouldn't be a surprise to anybody. Okay. Yeah, maybe that was the game plan today. Maybe that was the game plan. Obviously, this one's still halted up, and Lobo needs to start curling like yesterday. Like yesterday. Okay. Give us that higher low. Raven wants a higher low. Come on, Raven. From 200, Blake. Oh, let's go. Gonna start over the fourth time. So you get to 1,000 and then you reset, or what? Like, what do you do? Very nice, though. Congratulations, Blake. Good job. Yeah, that's nice. Ghost. Yeah, maybe not that long, but yeah, basically. Okay, that's nice. That's very good. That's a good idea, actually. Yeah. Yeah, then you're never really playing with fire, you know? 72 pennies. And you know what's funny, Dan, is SPY looks better than these stocks today. SPY looks better than these stocks. Isn't that crazy? So we're still kind of waiting to see if we get that second curl, you know? That second curl. FFAI with another pop. It's just like stupid penny stocks today. It's just stupid all over the place. Yeah, so there we go. There we go. There's the second curlies. Okay, Lobo. This is what we want to see. You know, this is the type of stuff we want to see. You know, now we can push to that 200 golden pocket area around 85 cents. Okay, okay. Let's see where this candle closes at though, right? Because it really depends on the candle close. Because we're still in that stupid range. I'm all in praying. I know, right? 75 pennies. Now or never, Lobo. 76. Sergeant is high. Advice on movements. Advice on movement. Navitas. Why does that sound like a... Void is actually holding that 50 at 1020 really nicely. And then RPGL is unhalted. So still kind of looks like it's in a sus place though. And then obviously Lobo again, I think we're starting to see some, you know, some positive, right? Yeah, we're starting to see some positives here, right? But again, the most important thing for this stock for now is to give us that higher low and then a breakout. That's the most important thing here, right? Which it looks like it's doing. So like I said earlier, when we were talking about it on the left-hand side right there, right? It's one thing to bounce, but we need that second bounce, right? If we don't get that second bounce, it's not going anywhere. So now we need to break out of this little spot here. Alrighty, so let's see. Navita, so that's NVTS. Let me take a look. NVTS. So Sergeant, you're in a position, obviously, up 22% today. I have no idea what you said. It's high advice. I don't know what your position is on this one. You know, usually when Dan tells me he's high for some advice, I usually just tell him to take a nap. You know. But anyways, look at that. It almost like we talked about this already, NVTS and that 200 EMA. Damn, look at that, guys. It's almost like technical analysis works, you know? Look at that. Yeah. At that virus, maybe this was virus. Yeah, maybe this was virus. So look at that beautiful 200 EMA bounce every single time on that thing. Beautiful. Anyways, you're approaching a pretty big double top here. So yeah, that was 2025. So like 52-week highs. Again, it doesn't really help that I don't know what your position is on this one already. But if you're in a position closer to $17, yeah, I think you want to start scaling out. Unless you really like the company long term, then okay, maybe that's a different story. But to go from that price to that price is a pretty nice pump. So this would have been a really nice swing play. Really, really nice. It's nice when the 200 EMA works as it's supposed to. But yeah, so 70 you bought. Oh, beautiful, Sergeant. Okay, beautiful. Yeah, so if it's a long-term investment and then okay, cool, you can keep it. But if it's not and you're considering selling because it's very high, I would start selling 100 shares. Like okay, you know what? We're approaching a double top. I'm going to sell 100 shares. Or I'm going to sell 150 shares, meaning that I take on my initial investment, right? If I need to, right? And then let's see if we can break out of there. If it can, then you start to look for those highs that we haven't seen since 2021. 2021 high, right? Was all the way at $22. Yeah. So yeah, but again, just be aware, like you're approaching a pretty important level, right? Yeah. And look at stupid Lobo. The reason why Lobo is doing that is because like you see this last high right there. So like right there, that's the level we need to break out from, right? Like right here, you see that first curl high. That this stupid thing needs to break that level for Lobo. Yeah. Alrighty, it needs to break that stupid level. So it needs to stop playing games. The good thing is now at least it's it's not creating brand new lows, but it needs to do better on the upside. Can I take a look at that car stock, Ravi? Yeah, are you in it? Because this stock, I don't know how they're doing it, but this stock is moving like a crackhead. Yeah, I wish the puts were nicer on this stupid thing. Honestly, just pump it to 1,000 and then. But the damn thing's at all-time highs, Ravi. It's at all-time highs. It's halting like a crackhead stock. This has now become a momentum stock, like a scalp pump and dump more than anything else. Yeah. So yeah, seriously, Tyler. Oh, nice. Good job, Kirsten. I like that. Nice little gains. Good job. But yeah, so Lobo has work to do, and the most important thing here is breaking out of that stupid wall that it's creating around 77. If it can break through that level, then okay, cool. Yeah, yeah, Austin, like they're just ridiculous. Yeah, virus. Yeah, we might need to look at the option chain or something like that. Kevin, absolutely, absolutely. So you're in XRTX, $3.20. Oof, Kevin, no stop loss, no stop loss, Kevin, no stop loss on this. Especially knowing too, Kevin, that you have a double, triple, quadruple top, at 350, 360. I bet you were green on this position, Kevin. I bet you were green, and you didn't look at that resistance. Spy just got slapped. I think, yeah, maybe Trump does have puts. Yeah. Because you could see that resistance like all morning on this stock, right? One, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So many stalls at 350 then. So your cost is 280. Okay. So you're kind of sitting at, yeah. I mean the low of the day on this thing is 250. So and there's a golden pocket at 270. So between those two levels, I think you don't want to let it go below that level. Maybe Trump does have puts. Yeah. They rejected SPY of that 7-Eleven area. And then Lobo is just chilling here. The only positive here for Lobo is that we're not creating brand new lows. Right? But we do need to break out of that 77 though to break the trend. Now edible is looking gay too, right? 8% at TSCO. TSCO. Should you dump it? Oof, that thing's down 8% today. Damn. But then again, honestly, like this thing's been looking so rubbish for quite some time now. Yeah, they finally reported earnings, and the market's like, nope, garbage. Well, what did you get in at, Sergeant? Yeah, even if it wasn't with my money virus, yeah, I'm not interested. I mean, the only way you can play that thing is by buying one share, and taking a gamble on it. But that's about it. That is about it. Nothing. I'm about to jump in. It's like a long term thing. Oh, so you're about to get in on this? I mean, I think when it looks this bad, you have to make sure you do some research on it, and if you have, then that's fine, right? So I wouldn't if it breaks below $40 though. I like if you get into this thing. If I got into this position, my risk would be $1, right? So 41 to $40. If it broke below that level, you're gonna see a lot more selling already because your next support isn't all the way down to like 37. So maybe this level isn't too bad, right? Make sure you look at the earnings and see what they said during those earnings for the stock to get slapped like that, right? So, and then go from there. Cool. Yeah, looks like RPGR really did come back nicely. It's a nice comeback. A nice comeback. Hmm. And guess what? Stupid Lobo can't seem to break out yet. Hmm. This thing's gonna tease us like all day and just sit there, just sit there and say, hey, and then pop. Where's the pop? We need the pop. We need the pop. Like I said, at some point it's gonna test that 200 EMA. Some point. And then this one got rejected off the 200 EMA LOCL. Goes as patience. 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 Now, this was a pretty good comeback on this, but you almost had to take a gamble. Like, there's nothing on this chart that's like, oh my goodness, I want to buy this. No, this is just a straight gamble on this. Yeah, straight gamble. And then obviously you're sitting at resistance here below 90 cents. So, Virus, you're done for the day? Okay, sounds good. Yeah. Have a wonderful evening, Virus. Much love. See you later. See you later. Virus? Okay, let me take a look. Oh yeah, I see it now. I see it now. I see it now. NVTS 19s. Virus. You're cooked on that, Cooked. Love it. Cooked. Dinner time? Okay, sounds good. Enjoy dinner. Enjoy. Is now a good time? I mean, it might be a gamble that's worth it. 136 contracts? Damn. Don't worry. By the time this month is over, Virus, you're going to be at that milestone. You're going to be there. You're going to be there. But yeah, no, so for Lobo, the most important thing for now is getting back above 77 already. We need to get back above 77 or we need to drop back down to 65. Yeah. VELO is interesting. Why do you say interesting? Why do you say interesting? VELO is the best swing ever. The best swing stock ever. Right? Yeah. The best swing ever. 26% guys on VELO. So I know some of you guys double dipped on the two like on the Love it. Yeah. So $15. If you look at the daily chart, that's kind of where the 200 EMA is sitting at. So I like that. Okay. Beautiful. Yeah, no, this one's been easy money. Easy money. You just needed to be patient with it, you know? Easy monies on VELO. Ryan, what's your entry price on VELO? Ryan said, "Oh, you have okay 900 shares at $10. Let's go. Well done. Yeah, I like that. So again, like I said, if you look at the daily chart, you're gonna have resistance at $15. But really, that level that so that level we failed at last time, and we failed at a few times, is 16. Right? That's gonna be your next big level, $16. You see that triple top, right? So 16 is right there, 16 again right there, and then obviously, we're slowly approaching that level again. So yeah, good job though. That's very nice. Very, 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 very nice. I like that. Congratulations. Did you look at Beyond Meat already? Yeah, Beyond Meat is right here. It did good, but now it's super weak. Super, super weak. It returned back to its fake meat days, investing chat. Yeah, so your next support is gonna be between $1.10 and $1. Alrighty, your next support is gonna be between closer to $1.10 to $1 for BYND. But yeah. And then someone was asking about something else that I missed. Yeah, Jericho. Jericho. So 179 for 515. So next month, strike 187. Okay, okay, perfect. Thank you. So good detail. Oracle. Oracle is beat down too much, way beat down. So this is nice. And look at that beautiful bottom on the chart there, right? Beautiful bottoms. So you got in at 179. So you got in today. You got in today. You're most likely looking at yeah. You're most likely looking at this. Is this just a daily gain scalp for you, Jericho? Or are you looking for more on this one? So I mean, the 200 EMA is sitting at 187, which is why I think you did that, which is nice actually, right? So 187.50 ish on this one. The high from was that Friday? Yeah, Friday. The high from Friday was like 180, 185. So I think if you break it above 185, you're gonna go to that 187. Alrighty, so if you break that 185, then it's 187. So it depends on what you're trying to do on this Dow Jericho, right? If this is because right now it looks really good, and then you can see that 185 double top. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I think again, we just talked about that 185 from Friday, right? If you look at the 15-minute chart, that's where that double top is coming at. So for now, you're fine, and I'm glad you took those monies. If you notice that it starts to struggle around that level, then you might have to get rid of it. But if it's breaking through, then just wait for 187. Alrighty. So obviously again, this level is going to be your most, for now, your most important level. So if you start to notice some struggling around that area, then you might have to cut it. But if it's pushing through, then fine. It doesn't help that SPY is looking pretty suspicious, but I think people are coming back around to some of those other names like Oracle, which is nice. LOBO's been such an annoying stock. Like, look at that. It's just not doing anything. I think it's really going to test the patience. But yeah, so Oracle is looking good. And look at that. It's just pushing through. It just made new highs. Yeah. So for now, that looks completely okay. Right, so it doesn't really look like SPY is affecting that, which is good. And if it breaks through, then happy days. And then below, obviously, again, like I said, we have some resistance at $15 on this one. So that 15 is going to need to be broken if it wants to push for that 16. right? But I really like how this one's turned out. As a swing play, really really like how this is played out. Really really like how that's played out. So good to see. And then RPGL is still struggling with that little resistance at 90 cents here. Again, Lobo, right? Like I said, if you're looking for one positive from Lobo, one positive here is that we're not no longer creating new lows, right? That's a huge positive. Let's go. Congrats. That's amazing. So your unrealized gains on Velo is $3,200. $3,200. Well done, Todd. Give me a high five. Let's go. Like that. Good job. I like it. Yeah, no, that was a good job, Vena. Love it. Yeah. Why are we just going back and forth, Lobo? Give us a nice pop. You're still holding. Sure. MYSE. What's your position in MYSE? Oh, two. Do, 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 do. Yeah, let me know where your position is. Good job, T. Yeah. Especially today. Those are some nice little quick scalpies. Ryan? Yeah. Oh, there we go. Velo. Velo, velo, velo. Love it. Love it. I like it. Such a beautiful stock. Such a beautiful stock. How do you rate the bull continuation? I'll take a look, ZJ. Take a look. I would take a look ski. I mean, so yeah. Anyways, we'll just leave it for now. So we'll not talk about any other levels. Alrighty, we'll just leave $15 for now. So it needs to consolidate above 15, and then if we can consolidate above that level, then we're looking for um, for the 16 previous high, right? Yeah. There we go. Okay. Perfect. Good morning, D. Ayo, how are you? And then a little rejection here. Yeah, Lobo is still just going sideways in that range there. Okay, so your question was, can I take a look at it? You're still holding, but you're down. You got in at $5. Okay, let's take a look then. To MYSE, what is a good funding amount to learn with? Zero. I'm always gonna say zero. Okay, let me take. We'll come back to your question, and then you guys can kind of answer that question too in the chat. Like, what's a good amount to start with, guys? What do you guys think? Right? Because to me, the answer is always, like as small as possible, right? So as small as possible, or start from zero and paper trade. So paper trade, and then go as small as possible, and then just keep increasing from there. You always want to make sure that like your progress is based on like you increase the amount of money based on the level of success you see, right? So yeah, exactly. Paper trade, zero, right? So I would spend time just watching those videos, watching videos, watching the streams, and paper trading, right? So start with zero, zero, not right away, right? Not right away into the markets, because if you're not sure what you're doing, you're just gonna end up losing it anyways. The amount you can lose without, exactly, right? Exactly. That's a good response too, right? So paper trade, or start with a really small amount that it doesn't affect your life, and then you're like, you know what, let me see if I can do this. Let me see if I can figure this out, right? Because a lot of people start with 100K paper trading. Yeah, exactly. um, okay, interesting. So for your question though, let me see here. So you got in at $5 and you never sold the position, right? Yeah, you did get in too high. I think what they're doing is retesting that previous breakout though. So like right around this level here. So 330. So if I were you in that same position, if they can find a way to stay about 330, I would be okay with it, because I know they're retesting a breakout. You notice how yesterday they tested 330 and then bounced it back, and then this morning they test 330, they bounced it back again. It's because that level is coming from the daily. So for now, I would be okay with it, in hoping that it can stay above 330 with a stop loss right below. But that's it though. I blew 60 grand on my start on day trading. Yep, yep, yep. And it's still super small. Exactly, Kirsten. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. I mean, yeah. With trading view paper trades, you can go as big as you want, but as long as you're using fake monies, that's okay. Fake monies. Yeah, exactly, exactly. You want to eventually get to using real money, but a smaller amounts, right? Because it's one thing to paper trade, but you can't do that forever, right? Um, so again, go to Discord, Legend Pro, New Trader Education, right? Spend time watching those classes. While you're doing that, you're paper trading at the same time and trying to figure it out, right? Do that for a month, for 2 months, however long you need, right? Make sure that when you're paper trading, you have a system though. You don't want to just paper trade and say, "Oh, I feel like I'm getting this. I'm just paper trading YOLO everything," right? Because that's not gonna help you. Because once you get to the real markets, the market's gonna slap you. So you know like when you're paper trading, think of it as being in the gym. You're in the gym, you're trying to figure out your favorite shot, right? Are you a 3-point shooter? Do you like to 2 points, right? Do you like to dunk? What do you like to do, right? Figure that out. That's what paper trading is for, right? So you're practicing all these little things, right? What do I like to do? What's my strategy? Do I like to buy off this level? How often does it work? Blah blah blah. What's my stop loss strategy, right? And then once you figure that out, um, it's just bouncing off a little demand zone here. LOCL, yeah, it's trying. Nothing positive though. Same thing with Lobo. Like Lobo isn't dead yet, but it's also not really doing a whole lot, right? So you just want to figure those little things out, and then translate that to real money. You don't want to just go to the gym and shoot all the shots, right? And then just kind of mess around and then show up to the markets, because when it's game day, you're gonna lose. One's consistent. Yep, there you go, Matt. Yeah, there you go. Yep, exactly, Raven. Yep. Uh, car 2.9 million exercise of a. Yep. I wonder if that's them exiting the. I wonder if that's Benjamin's fund. Let me take a look. What is it doing? Is it dropping? That was a pretty impressive run, though. Is it halted down again? Like, you can't really play with this stupid stock. Yeah. Okay, fine. It's called the basketball court. Yes. That thing is all over the place. Like, look at that. It's pumping again. Honestly, Spy's getting slapped. Spy's gonna go from red to green today if it's not careful. From green to red. Mm. Remember the people who were there when you were shooting in the gym? See? Yep. 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 Yeah, this is just crackhead behavior. This one's still holding up well though. Still trying to break through the that 90 cents RPGL. Yeah. Yeah, no, like two things. It needs to like it's holding that 65, but it needs to really get back about 77. Right. For now it's just going sideways. So there's really not a whole lot going on there. Yeah, so Bishop, use those resources, right? Really use them in Discord. Uh, oh, that's what that was, Winterfell. Yeah. Yeah. It's a lot of shares. You could tell there's some pretty big people, like that are gonna dump shares eventually. That's crazy though, Winterfell. Think about it. So exercise 35,000 shares at $85. Isn't that crazy? 35,000 shares at $85 and the stock is almost $700. They're gonna dump it soon, right? Eventually. But it's very slow, Ajoya, very slow. Today's been an honestly ridiculous day, at least for now. Ridiculous. Little scalpies. It's a lot of money. It's a lot of monies. You could tell they did that and they wanted to pump the stock. Somebody knew something. Somebody knew something. And Beyond Meat just came all the way down to $1.10. All the way down. Fake meat. Car rejection. RPGL has been the only one that like the chart is pretty suspicious, but at least it's fighting for the highs. Ceasefire ends at 4. What time does the ceasefire end? Pakistan information minister says ends at 4. Okay, 4:50 a.m. Oh, they better figure it out then. Instead of 20 to 30 minutes. I know, right? And RPGL is the only one that's fighting for those highs. Uh, okay. Yeah, no, good demand zone, right? Good double bottom in the demand zone, and a nice little curlies there. Aziz, it really is insane. I don't know what it's doing, but it's all over the place. Oh, Chris, you like it? You like the beat? See, I wish those puts were nice on car, but those puts are not very nice. Yeah, not very nice. They're all over the place. All over the place. Yeah, exactly. I think everybody knows at some point it's gonna get slapped. So the puts, even when the price is going up, the puts are going up. It's so stupid. It would have been nice. Let me look at the option chain though. So car. Okay, if you look at the puts for April the 24th, I'm gonna go out like May 1st. Okay. If you look at the puts on this, so the calls are obviously very expensive because the stock has exploded. If you look at the puts, let's say like the puts don't have a whole lot of open interest, but like look at that. It's just like crazy behavior. It's not a whole lot of open interest or volume though, so that's why it's messed up like that. But look at this. These are the damn puts. Like look at that. So you can't really play this stuff, you know? Like the stock is going up, the puts are going up too. Because everybody knows what's coming. You mean to tell me that a stock is going up and $400 puts? Like look at that. They're going up. The main problem here on this specific chain though is the lack of open interest and volume. So the information is kind of messed up. But still though, it kind of tells you how like annoying that is. Like look at in the money puts. Yeah. No, it just means honestly what that tells me that is that nobody has faith in that run and they're buying puts. And so maybe like a June 18 chain might be better. Yeah, this chain is a little bit better. This chain might tell us. But even then, like yeah, this is way too expensive, way too ridiculous. It's a waste of time, is what that is. A complete waste of time. RPGR got rejected off the 90 cents here. And then Lobo is still like, hey guys, I'm still here. Again, if there's one positive on Lobo is that we haven't made a new low. So this is technically what we call eating off the floor. The longer it sits here, right? So let's see. Okay. Mm, okay. All over the place. Yeah, you can't really scalp that thing, Like how are you gonna scalp this? One share, two shares, right? You almost having to lock in $10 gains, which isn't bad. But at the same time, it's just yeah, this is more of a headache than yeah. Maybe if it breaks out again at some point above $750, then it might immediately go to 1,000 or but the good thing is like it's been holding and it's creating some nice little higher lows, right? So like it's just creating a nice little higher base as time goes on here. So like a base right there, a base right there. Like it's just on a nice little like weird looking uptrend. So if it can stay on that uptrend, you might be okay to scalp it. But yeah, there's really not a whole lot going on there with that stock, honestly. Right? So yeah, you can yeah, definitely massive risk. Risky. Yeah, it's trying. That's a good bottom. It was a good bottom, and then now you're testing the VWAP. 290. Kristen, did you get into this one? I know you were looking at this one. Let me know when when VELO is at $16. $16. Mm. 26. Okay. Double tops. Damn, SPY went from green to red. Thanks to Mr. Yappy Yappy. Mr. Yapping McYappison. Yapping McYappison. This is some pretty ridiculous price action today. This is rubbish. Absolute rubbish is what this is. We might as well just go back to our favorite play, our favorite swing play. Velo the goat. But no, we do have that double top at $15, which we knew that level would be a problem, right? Don't think that's a big surprise. So, 15-ish area, right? So we need to break through that double top and below. And VELO is becoming a nice little company, isn't it? Nice little company. A nice little company. Yeah, right. Yeah, I think it's, I don't know, every so often when we have such a good week like we had last week, at some point the market just gets very annoying, very very annoying, very very annoying. Mm. So this is sitting in that supply zone. Lobo is just chilling at the bottom here, just chilling. This thing might need 24 hours just to find a base, 24 hours. And then XRTX is curling off a golden pocket again, so that's nice to see. I know we got spoiled. Now we need boom skis every day, Vena, every day. Okay. Do something. I know, right, Tim? Everything else is finding a base in curl, and Lobo is like, nope, nope, I don't have time for that. I'm telling you, Velo's the goat, the goat. The one thing I don't like about Velo though is every so often like something silly happens and then it goes back down again. Like it likes to pump and dump, but I think they've gotten a lot of the stuff out of the way. Like they raised a little bit of money as well. Uh, and yet the stock is back to the highs, right? I think that should tell you how impressive this is, right? They did an offering, right? But it wasn't like a stupid offering though. Let me see if I can find it. Uh, Something. It was somewhere. Anyways, these guys have a lot of news. A lot of news. Anyways, I'm not even gonna bother scrolling again. Um, I would almost say like Ryan, for you, since you have a bigger position, not the biggest position, but a bigger position. At some point you can take half of the monies and say, hey, like my initial investment is out. Now the rest, let it be long term, right? And then just continue to see if it keeps performing, right? So because they have a lot of like they're making some really good deals with a lot of really good companies, so they're doing good things. So if they're doing good things, well, maybe there goes a nice little push again for XRTX. So at least some of these stocks are coming back up the bottom. Oh, the low brand new highs of the day. Is this the goat? The goat stock, guys? Lobo is just doing the same stupid thing here. Nothing's changed, Link, right? If that thing breaks below 65 there and it doesn't hold the low, it just might be done. But pretty annoying stock. Virus, I knew you were coming back. The view app. Yeah, that's. I mean, it broke through, but not really closing above yet. So that's gonna be the true test, right? So like 312 ish. So that level is gonna be important. Yeah. No, 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 no. Yeah, so Lobo again is just the same thing, right? Like look at that. So like I said, the most important thing here is no longer breaking and creating new lows because if it does, it's done. For now, they're just playing with us. Up, down, up, down, up, down. And back above 70s. Silly, silly. Silly, silly, silly. Mm. Okay. Mm. There we go. Brand new highs, VELO. T, honestly, I mean, it's at 72 cents now, so it's doing something. It's trying. 72, 73. Okay, okay, okay. But again, the most, like, nothing's changed, right? We did the same thing at the bottom, and then now we're still below that resistance there. So, yeah, it needs to do something better than what it's doing, that's for sure. This thing needs to move like VELO, give us new highs. Ooh, VELO looks nice, guys. Virus, this was the last thing you were missing on that list. That was it. Just this one. Cooking. Cooking. And then again, so after 15, that 16 is your next resistance. Yeah. So yeah, Lobo's at 74 cents, 75. Okay. Maybe this time, it can do something better than what it did last time. Right. So, but it really does need to break out of that range, though. Damn, below is beautiful, guys. Damn, what a beautiful stock. What a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful stock. Is that a interesting level? VELO, Ryan. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Again, type yes in the chat if you're still holding VELO. No, I know, Virus. I know, I know. Yeah, that's okay, though. Type yes in the chat if you're still holding VELO, the swing goat. The swing goat. Isn't VELO a bike? Like VELO bike 940. That's amazing. 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 So there goes 1590. Oof, damn. Oof, damn below. Here comes that 16. Oh my days, guys. Oh my days. Here comes 1599. Beautiful. Sheesh. Vena, very nice. Very nice. Uh, Palantir. Interesting. We get a boomski, a boomski. But yeah, you can see that $16 area though, right, for Velo. Velo needs to be number one on the stream title, number one. But that's what it needs to be. You know what I mean? Because and then again, Lobo needs to give us a breakout. Good morning, Lizzie. Yep, Ghost. Exactly. Exactly. La, 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 la. Okay. $16. Yeah, if you look at the daily, guys, look at this, right? The last time we talked about below, right? If you're wondering why we're talking about that 16 area, is because that level, the last two times, it was a big problem. Even when it broke above it, it couldn't stay above it. So like 16 to honestly 1650 there, right? The difference now though is this time, if we simply close above $15, we've closed above the daily 200 EMA. That's a pretty big deal, right? So below might be setting up for some nice things. Can you imagine if SpaceX announces that IPO now? Send it. Yeah, Sandra, it's such a good dip, wasn't it? Such a good dip. Easy buy. Right? If you missed the first run, you had a second try. Yeah. It's just there's so many games, KB. Like so many games on that thing. How the hell were we at 75 cents and then all of a sudden, anyways. Games. Games on games. Dara, did you get in on Velo? Yeah, so look at that $15 resistance, right? So it's not a surprise. People are going to be taking profits there. What did the Fed person say though? Why is the market so as surprised as he has to go through the make no mistakes? No, 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 no. Uh, so the Fed person says, "I don't know the reason for the president choosing me. I don't know the reason. I do maintain I'll be independent of President Trump." Lord have mercy. Anyways, yeah. Well, most hopefully they make a deal. Hopefully they make a deal tonight, and then oil stocks. Uh, mm, mm, mm. Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, Evan. Exactly. But it's not like it's forming at a level where we're like, oh my God, why is it happening? No, this was the same spot, right? Last time we went from the exact same $8 area, from $8 to $16, and then they slapped it back down to $8. So of course it's gonna get to this level and they're gonna test it, right? They're gonna play some games, blah blah blah, blah blah blah. And if they can find a way to hold, then they're gonna push it through, right? So you just have to decide what you want to do with your position, right? I think it looks better this time. Why? Because this time we're above the 200 EMA, whereas last time the 200 EMA was in the same spot. Like the 200 EMA was right in line with that 16, so it had more reason to fail. Whereas this time the 200 EMA is closer to $15. So if they can just keep it above $15, this thing is gonna destroy 16. Just keep it above 15, and then 16 is gonna be history. But again, you still have to make decisions though. Um, okay. Uh, there we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Velo's listening to us, you know. Struggling Spirit Airlines in talks with Trump admin to on government investment. So the government wants to invest in Spirit Airlines. Of all the airlines they could pick, of all the airlines they could pick to invest in, Spirit Airline, Spirit. Chris, honestly, some things, some stocks have a history of just stupidity, and Edible is one of them. Lobo is still fighting for its life here, though, so really hoping that this one can right. But you notice though, guys, like we said this earlier, right? Like the only time this thing changed is when it stopped breaking those lows and actually gave us a higher low, right? That's when the only time we've had an opportunity here, right? So here goes that test of 77. Right? And like I said earlier, at some point we have to test the 200 EMA. So at some point, but that 200, that 77 level, you can clearly tell is like, nope, you shall not pass. Yeah, yeah. Yep, exactly, Ghost. Exactly. Mm-mm-mm-mm. Mm, yeah. Raven, is your wife home? Is that why Lobo's playing games at the bottom? Here we go. Oh, this time we're gonna break it. This time $16 is gonna be history. That candle, yeah, that candle basically just tested the double top there. I'm working in the barn. Yeah. She forgot to call someone today. Yeah. Not necessarily. They invested in INTC, right? INTC went from 8 million to what, 28, uh, 8 billion to 28 billion. So they made monies on that. I think when it comes to investments, they do well. When it comes to, anyways, yeah. Spirit Airlines, they go $16, guys. We're breaking through highs of the day, new highs of the day now, brand new highs of the day. VELO. anyways, anyways. Yeah, so I think the question is going to be not can we break through $16, is can we break through $16 and stay above $16? Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, Kimbella. Yeah. Yeah, so the question is not can we break through, it's can we break through and hold, right? Same thing for Lobo here. Silly stock. But like I said earlier, right? When we say eating off the floor, this more also looks like eating off the floor because we were here for a long time, right? Just going sideways, right? So if you were waiting for the floor, well, you had the floor in the mid 60s then, right? So at least you're green on that position if you did. Question is, can it break out, right? Looks like it wants to. Looks like it wants to push, that 77. But damn, is it annoying? Like it's getting rejected there every time it gets there. Someone doesn't want to let it go through. Oh, here we go. Dan, oh my days, that looks so good. My breakfast was six egg whites with a sourdough French toast. That is a very healthy, amazing looking breakfast. What is that thing on top of it, Dan? What is that, like, shiny, shiny thing on top of it? What is that? Because that looks beautiful. That French toast looks nice. That looks so good. Ah, maple syrup? Okay. Maple syrup. That better be Canadian maple syrup. Seriously, Mario. Seriously. Seriously. Definitely hungry. Come on, Bello. Give us a breakout. Give us a $16 breakout. Mm, 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 mm. Robin Hood. Spy. Hmm. Perfect. Yeah. Yep. But again, you can see that $16 area, right, guys? Um, any thoughts, Mike? You might need some maple syrup from Dan, because that's where your happiness is gonna come from. You might need some maple syrup, honestly, because we told you edibles. Leave the edibles to Dan. Yeah, leave the edibles to Dan, please. Let me take a look. EDBL. So you got in at 95 ish. 96. I mean, you're not down that bad. Like you're not down that bad. I wish you didn't get into this thing. I don't know why you got in at 95 cents. I think you were looking for a double bottom, but it really wasn't a double bottom because the candles were really consolidating. But for now, I think watch 85 cents. If it breaks below 85 cents, you might have no choice but to get rid of it already. You might have no choice but to get rid of it. So again, VELO is failing at a level we all know is a problem, right? $16. We all know that level is a problem. Pretty big resistance, right? But such a beautiful stock. And then LOBO is also failing at the level that we all know is also resistance. Stupid 77 cents. Like, can something break out? Now that Dan's back from, eating all the food in the world, can we? Grilled sourdough? That sounds amazing. I've never grilled, like, so you just grill it so then it looks a little bit colored. That's it, Raven? And fresh, Mr. Mushrooms. Oh, I knew mushrooms were coming in there somewhere. La, 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 la. Yeah, that sounds nice. That sounds nice. Okay. Is there a chance it can go past the double top? Like which one? Like all the way up there at 360? That depends, right? First of all, it depends on it holding above like 270, right? So you want to try and stay above 270. And then secondly, you need to get back above the VWAP. So again, 320, 315. Those two levels. So one needs to hold, one needs to break. If you break above 320, there's a pretty good chance you get back to the top. Right? So the answer is not simply just a yes. It depends on what happens with the rest of it. You know. Uh, do, 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 do. VELO. Do, 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 do. Thank you. I know, right, Tim? Do, 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 do. To toast. No, 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 no. Yeah. and lettuce and eat. Yeah, sounds very nice. You guys need to. Yeah, I'm definitely hungry. Ghost. Yeah, the damn thing is stuck like a just stuck. Like every stock is just stuck. What is going on today? Is the war really affecting all these stocks like this? Damn. Anyways, like I said, the only positive here for Lobo is that it hasn't broken down, so that's good. We really just need that breakout here, which maybe we're gonna get it this time. Who knows? So let's hope we can break out and send it. Send it. Does Beyond Meat stand a chance, Dylan? If it can stay above $1.10, so your support, as long as it stays above $1.10, that $1 range, it does stand a chance. Yeah. A lot of people just pumped that so they could take their money and move on, though, right? Beyond Meat didn't really have any good news. Nothing, nothing. It was just hype, right? Hype, hype, hype. They took the money and ran. So you want to be careful when you're the last one in there. FFAI, interesting. WRDS is coming back a little bit too. Going back a little bit as well. I can't figure out what time they're doing peace talks. They said today, so whenever that is. Yes, Ghost. Yes, just just we'll give it one more try, one more test. Pretty annoying though. FFAI. It looks like that one's pushing for brand new highs of the day. Yeah. So again, for Beyond Fake Meat, right? You have a lot of support between $1.10 and $1. So hopefully, Fake Meat can stay above that level. You know what's crazy is we look at all these stocks and you can't really say any one of them is dead, you know. But they're definitely not doing anything though. That's for sure. Definitely not doing anything. Even price action like this is suspicious. The what project, Emma? Are you a bot, Emma, or are you a bot or not a bot? Yeah, spy win rent. Yep. Yeah. Uh, yep. Exactly. NVTS in the virtual woodchipper. Yep. Straight to the garbage. Slapped. Who home prices rose 0.01 in March. That's stupid. Stupid. Damn, it's like everything went for lunch early today. Dan goes for lunch, stocks go for lunch. What the hell? Yeah, exactly, Tim. Exactly. Lunchtime slowness. We're probably gonna hang for another like 30 minutes or so and then call it a day, and go back to Discord and deal with this rubbish there. Don't forget to smash a like, guys, if you haven't already, please. Um, yeah, don't forget to smash a like, hit that subscribe if you're new to the channel. Oh, we did have a new member, Alex. I completely missed you. Are you still in the chat, Alex? Do you need the link? Let me know if you need the link already. Yeah, so don't forget to smash a like, guys, if you haven't already, please. Hit that subscribe if you're new. And if you're not a member yet and you want to join us in Discord, and then just click that link at the bottom of the chat there from Nightbot. Alrighty, come join us. Let's do it, Tim. Let's do it. I think Nancy's another bot. This Nancy Lee is probably another bot. Have a good day. Off to plant some veggies on the this beautiful day. I didn't make one trade today. Boring. Let's go, Tiffany. Yeah, like not every day needs to be a trade day. Not every day needs to be a trade day. Some days you just look at the markets and you're like, damn, all of these they all look like garbage. So let's just chill instead. Yeah, all day, every day. Do you guys hang out in Discord after this? Yes, Samuel. Right, that's how we find all these other ideas, right? Otherwise, we miss all. Yeah. So once we get up the stream, we go to Stock General and we do the same thing we're doing right now, except we're not streaming. We're just chatting about it, right? So, yep. Yeah, VELO really got rejected at $16. But again, anybody surprised about $16, guys? No, no, right? This is the third time it's done this in 6 months or however long it's been, right? So 16 is a pretty big problem. So at the end of the day, let's see if we can at least stay above $15, close above that 200 EMA, and then continue. But if you are scaling out at $16, pretty nice, huh? Pretty nice. And then obviously the stupid stock LOBO here is just stupid. Just stupid. All the other stocks also stupid. Yep. It's gonna have to make a decision soon here, Boogie. What's going on with Beyond Meat? Nothing. Vincent, are you in a position? What's your actual question? Yeah, every like almost every day, Jules. It's like, what's the value of? How do you determine the value of? Caitlin, are you done for the day? Off to work? Off to work. Are you ready for the kids to be home all the time during the summer, Caitlin? They're gonna bully you between the horses, between the horses and the kids. They're gonna bully you, and Steve is just gonna go to work. Steve is gonna be like, "See ya, see ya." Uh, all of the above, Bishop. All of the above. Additional trading, additional training. All of the above. Watch that onboarding video, please, if you haven't already. To the horses, yeah. Yeah, so obviously that thing is getting rejected off the same resistance here. So pretty annoying price action. Pretty annoying. La, 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 la. Yeah. Uh, enjoy. Yeah. Yeah. No, the weather's been nice lately. So look at this. Beautiful. I went for a walk yesterday. Ooh, the weather was so nice. So nice, guys. Uh, I mean, okay, 11 degrees. Not bad, huh? Yesterday was way nicer. It's gonna warm up as the day goes on, obviously, right? It's still pretty early in the morning, so it's gonna get all the way to 17. Yeah, and then it's gonna cool down again. So I better go for a walk today. Maybe. I'm not sure I have time, but anyways, yeah. For most of you, it's Celsius 51. 51's not horrible, you know, not horrible. And more having a is important. Let's go. AKA, it really is important. Yeah. Good job. Good job. Good job. I like that. That's why we say like keep those losses small, you know, because when you keep them small, you can come back, right? You make a mistake, you can easily be saved, right? But if you're the type of person that likes to hold forever, then you could get yourself in some pretty big trouble. Again, so when we go back to Discord, we go to Stock General, already Stock General, and then we chat in there. So no streams, just type chats. All the alerts go in there from the bots, people, and then again, watch the onboarding video. It's gonna walk you through all the stuff. The onboarding video is in the Getting Started channel. It's the very last thing at the very bottom. So watch that if you're new and you haven't watched it yet. Yeah. Ciao. Yeah, slow day today. It's okay though. We have these every so often, right? It's okay. Thank you on that beautiful call on Oracle at the resistance 185. Got stop loss, took the monies. Let's go, Jericho. Yeah, well done. Love that. Congratulations. That was a nice play. What is it at now? Let me take a look. Oracle. Yeah, and it definitely doesn't help that the markets are getting slapped, right? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, look at that. Yeah. They basically hit that range and then said, not yet. Right, it's a good job. Still looks okay. Right? It looks better than the markets, but yeah, good job, Jericho. Good scalp. Good scalpies. And daily goal completed. Daily goal completed. The longer the day goes on, like the slower these stocks get. Isn't that crazy? The longer the day goes on, I mean, like FFAI is still pushing here slowly, right? Like this is the only one that's making brand new highs, right? But I don't really see a catalyst here on this one other than stuff from hours ago, right? The 45 million raise or whatever they did. So I guess that brought some momentum. Yep, I hope so, T. I hope so. I think we're gonna get some late boom skis. Some late boom skis. Okay. In your opinion, do you think pushing above 50 cents for chow could indicate some FOMO or volume? Let me take a look. Chow chow. Chow chow. I don't know, Caitlin. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't think so. Ish. The higher we go, the more redness. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. It doesn't look like a chart that I can trust, you know? Just doesn't look like. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think that answer is yes. Yeah, and it's not just the red; it's just the way that it's just the way that it looks. You know, like when you look at a chart, Caitlin, you can usually tell like, okay, this looks constructive, right? Then you look at this, and you're like, you know, like every time I look at a stock that has one red candle and one fat green candle, and then one red candle, and one fat green candle, I know someone's behind this, and it's very suspicious. And like out of nowhere, one fat green candle, like you can barely trade this thing, but at least it's moving, at least it's going up, doing better than some of the other stupid stocks we're looking at. So, and then obviously 50 cents there for resistance. It's held the 50 EMA really well though. See, this is the type of stuff you want to see, Caitlin, right? Like this is price action. Like this is, you know, like this, like nice steady green candles, you know. But then all of a sudden we get here and it's like, okay, that looks a bit weird. Uh, Gail, let's go. Enjoy, Gail. Yeah, that's gonna go faster than all the stocks. Enjoy. Honestly, Lobo is so annoying. The damn thing won't die, but it won't pop at the same time. Like it's just sitting there. It's like, do you guys like me or do you not like me? We don't like you, Lobo. Give us a reason to like you, because you're being stupid. And then Velo again. Velo came back basically for a retest, right? So $15 was our first breakout today. So we basically came back for a retest. Right. So I don't think we really have big complaints for Velo yet. You know, no complaints until unless we start breaking down. But this stock is still fine. Also, this has been a swing play, so we're not really treating it as a momentum penny stock. You know, so this is fine. Yeah, it's waiting for us to leave the stream, Chris, and then it's gonna be like, okay, they're gone. Really? Was it a good horse? I have a feeling it wasn't a good horse. It was an annoying horse. My friend's horse was named Lobo. Lobo. What's the meaning of Lobo? Let me search this up. Uh, you know, some of these a very nice horse, really. Lobo in is the Spanish word for wolf. Hmm. Definitely not behaving. Winterfell, how did you know? How did you know so quickly that that's what it was? Have you looked? Have you? Yeah, it's definitely not behaving like a wolf, you know. It's behaving like a snail is what it is, you know. Espanol, un poquito. Sí, sí, sí. Love it. Love it, love it. Okay. Yeah. Well, maybe it's gonna become a wolf at some point today, you know. ¿Dónde está leche? La leche. Yes. Mm, 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 mm. Come on, come on, come on, girls. Be nice to it. uh, be nice to it. That's why it's being shy, you know? The strongest yeah, surgeon. Yeah. The husky lobo. It's crazy. Dan, you know what? You know what? I hope your wife takes a break from work and bullies you today. Yeah. Seriously, Raven. Seriously. Can you believe this, Tim? Can you really? In a different language now? What is the trading algo that you use? Lynn? It's called the Bulbe algo. It's in Discord in the channel called the Bulbe algo. Um, yeah. Um, so if you're interested in buying it, it's an indicator for sale, right? So you'd have to buy it. It's a private indicator. It's for members only. So if you go to Discord, it's called the Bulbe algo. Already. If you need more information, I would recommend that you there's a video in Discord in that same channel. So if you scroll in that channel, there's going to be a video there that walks you through it. Also, if you just watch the onboarding video, I talk about the indicator that I use, where to find it, blah blah blah. So that onboarding video, I basically talk about everything. Right? Ah, Dan, I have nothing to say to you. I just hope your wife bullies you. That's all. I hope she takes a break and she says, you know what, Dan, you've been lazy today. You had breakfast and you did not. Yeah. Yeah, so Lynn, go to the yeah. So those two channels, the Bulbe Algo channel and the Bulbe How To, they have those two channels are right beside each other. They have all the information about the algo. Um, yeah. Alrighty. Mm, 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 mm. Yep. Yep. I saw that halt. Yeah, they halted at 607. Yeah, it was a big slap. I think that's why those puts were going up Winterfell is everybody knows that thing is gonna get slapped at some point. So everybody's buying puts. So instead of the puts going down, they're pumping instead. So stupid. Because it was so nice outside, she won't bully me today. You're lucky. Very lucky. Yeah, no, look at Chow, right? Chow just looks way too suspicious, Caitlin. You know? FFI looks way better. This one's even though the price action doesn't look the best, but this one's been way better. Just pushing for highs after highs after highs. Yeah. What price did Benjamin get in again? Like 550 ish, 600, something like that, right? He never got in a like the 100 or the 200 or the 300 or the 400. He waited for the moon. Uh, yeah, I'm gonna send you guys that video. So um, So I can tell some of you guys have questions about the algo. So I'm going to send you that video. That video is going to walk you through the stuff. So Lynn, this is for you too. If you can copy this and watch it later. So that's the video. The video is called the Bull Bear Algo Explained. So explain the website, where to get it. You shouldn't need to set it up at all because it's been set up to my default, right? So when you get the algo, your chart's going to look like mine. Because that was a big problem before, right? Like, how do I get it to look exactly like mine? Um, I mean, there are going to be a few differences. Like, if you don't have the same candle type, it's going to change. So make sure you have the same candle type, extended hours on, just a few random rubbish. FFAI. What did you like, Alaskan? Really? What did you call the cat though? Phi? Or like FFAI? Faraday? What did you call the cat? Yeah, no, pretty good run. 60% is not bad. I remember when this stock went from, you guys remember this? When the stock went from like 5 cents, 8 cents, 10 cents, all the way to $3. This was one of the best runs ever. And then they slapped it back down because they all end up crashing. Yeah. JLHL, stupid China stock. Stupid China. Dang, this has been one of the slowest days in a while, you know? Pretty slow. Pretty slow. But yeah, we'll probably give it another like 10 minutes or so, guys, and then we'll, continue in Discord already. Yeah, 58. Okay. Let me pull it up. Let me pull it up. Yeesh. Nasty. Oh my days. See why we were looking at those puts? And they're gonna halt it down again, aren't they? Lord have mercy. It's testing a golden pocket. Actually, it's bouncing off the golden pocket, Yeah. It's annoying though, Caitlin, Annoying. Did Benjamin tweet? Let me take a look. Did he cry? Or did he say we sold it? Meh meh meh. No, he hasn't tweeted. Uh I mean, he clearly lied about the president saying something about, car on CNBC, right? So clearly nothing was said about that. And then I think he got in. So, uh, so it looks like they added shares at 570, right? So 570. But what was that initial push though? That initial buy. Uh, yeah, it was in the 500s is when they got in. So unless if they didn't sell that position, they're looking at violence right now. So, anyways, FFAI has been doing well though, slow and steady. It's like one stupid cent at a time. Annoying. Okay. Yes, I guess. I mean, I think we talked about it earlier, X, that the fact that like the puts are going up while the stock is also going up is because everybody knows it's going to crash at some point, right? What do you? I know, right? I know, Laura. I know. This is how slow it is today. Spy is stupid. Markets is slow. After getting 300%, 500% rally every day last week, everybody decided that they've made enough monies. It's time for a break. How are you, Laura? How are you? Did you see the spy rally? Crazy, huh? Now they just need to make a deal so we can go to 7:30. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Speaking of which, what's spy at? Do I even want to look at spy? I like how VELO is bouncing nicely up this $15 area. We just need to get back up there to 16. Yeah, this has to be the easiest swing play we've played with. Such an easy swing, so easy. Good day, Coca. Can you please mention the ticker symbol SIFF? Is that an OTC stock? Beyond Meat is doing a good job holding that bottom, right? Beyond Fake Meat, yeah. Right. So that this, like I said, this 110 area, if it can stay above that, it should be okay. I got in at 230. Ticker symbol. Yeah, let me take a look. Let's take a look. So SIPF OTC, isn't it? Yeah, it's like semiconductor stock. You got in at 230. Nice job. So this chart's obviously delayed. Let me pull up the daily here. Yeah, yeah, that's a really nice run. Why is a semiconductor stock in the OTC on the OTC? Why? Not sure why it's on there, but yeah, no, this has been a really good run. I think now you're sitting in no man's land, Okoka. Like really good entry. Congratulations. This looks really, really nice, right? Um, it looks really, 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 really nice. So congratulations. Maybe they can uplist the stock at some point. Now that it's but yeah, just make sure you take some profits at some point. It's a Swedish company. Oh, that's why it's on the OTC. Yeah, interesting. Yeah, no, again, I like your entry. I think at some point you just need to move your stop loss higher and or secure some gains on the way up. Um, there might be more to this as a longer term play. They're talking about adding it to the Nasdaq. That's a pretty big deal then. So yeah, that's what I mean, right? Like if you've done some research on this and it's going to be uplisted, then that's a really good thing. Then you can stay longer. Because in terms of like technicals, there's nothing past this point, right? Other than maybe fib levels. But yeah, good job on that entry though. Leave early this morning to travel to Pakistan, but his departure has been delayed. He is staying in Washington to attend additional policy meetings. Well, clearly the deal is not that important then, or maybe they don't think they're going to make a deal. Good job, Koka. No, you did. You've done well on that. That's really impressive. Very, very impressive. Mm, 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 mm. Yeah, no, car breaks below this demand zone here. They're gonna slap that thing so bad. I don't think anybody expected this. I mean, like expected this thing to keep going. Like, where is it gonna go to? $1,000 for what reason? Short squeeze? Yeah, right. La 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 la. La, 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 la. Okay, perfect. Really, Laura, you saw that? Even on a slow day, like I'm getting bullied by Dan after he's had. Did you see Dan's breakfast? He had eggs and sourdough bread with maple syrup. It looked so good. And here he is. Ah, You know what? I'm glad your wife told you no over the weekend. Rubbish. Don't worry. Once she drives her car and it gets dirty, I hope she bullies you. It's only a matter of time. Mm-mm-mm. It's only a matter of time. Probably not happening today. Yeah. Wasn't he supposed to be there already? Unless they, yeah, honestly, these guys, there's nothing. This is why the markets just go up now, honestly. Like, you're like, why are the markets pumping even though there's no deal in place? Because the markets are tired of this, of all the lies, you know? Like, the markets are just exhausted. It's just too much chaos. They don't really know what to believe anymore, you know? You're soft now. Wow. Yeah, so Spy is just chilling at 707 here. JL, this one was interesting yesterday, but it's also a China stupid scam stock, so I can't really trust it. Why does everything just look like a scam today? A scam. Mm, 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 mm. Rubbish. But yeah, last 5 minutes, guys. Let me know if you have any last questions, please. And then we'll hop off and continue on Discord. Alrighty? Let me know if you have any last questions, and then we'll hop off. So again, don't forget to smash a like, hit that subscribe if you're new, and if you want to join us in Discord, click that link at the bottom of the chat, and sign up for a level that doesn't say sold out. Alrighty. Beyond fake meat, I like the way that it bounced off $1.10. You know, so quick little scalp, right? You know, they need to make like fake mushrooms so Raven can buy the damn thing. But this is called eating off the floor, right? Eat off the floor. So in a demand zone, consolidating, curling off the bottom, right? Not bad. So little scalpy there. Lobo is so annoying, but it's still just sitting in the middle. Like, it's literally in the middle, right? Support at the bottom, resistance at the top. It's just sitting there. Is it gonna go? Who the hell knows? VELO, just a beauty. Just a beautiful, beautiful swing play. So no complaints. I'd like to see the process of them like making the food. I would like to see, like, how do they make fake meat? Fake meat. Is like, did they make it how they make hot dogs? They take like a whole bunch of weird parts and then make the hot dog, or did they some plants? They squeeze some plants together and they're like, oh, here you go, here you go. Tofu, soybeans. Okay, interesting. Yeah, hot dogs. Oh, wow, 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 wow. Wild imagination. Yep. Had nothing to say. Nothing at all. So we're back to 72 cents, but we just keep going back and forth here. And the low is back to 1560. So I like the way that it's holding 15. Investing chat. So you have to be a member on YouTube. Or send me an email, chat, right? Send me an email, hottradesx@gmail. Alrighty, so you can sign up on YouTube. You just have to make sure you sign up for the right level. So again, make sure you sign up for a level that does not say sold out. Once you do, then you get the link to join us in Discord. Alrighty, or again, send me an email. Yeah. VELO. From Crush Parasites. Craziness. Craziness. I mean, some people have no choice but to eat that stuff, whether it's health reasons or whatever, or just personal choices. Just not for me though. Not for me. Uh, I think at that point, honestly, just eat the real, like, just eat real stuff. Just use whatever they use to make it, and avoid the other stuff, whatever they put in there. And then here's the stupid crackhead JLHL stock. Moving this, it's doing the same thing it did yesterday, like 30 cent, 50 cent spreads, and then pump and then dump. Crazy. Oof, look at that. Look at that, guys. Damn. From 11:40 to 10:40. Damn. Can you imagine FOMOing into this stupid thing? Look at that. 990. Oh my days. Right? No, thank you. No, absolutely not. They can go without us. Have fun. Have fun. That's how you ruin your day. That is how you ruin your day very quickly. Okay. And yeah, any last questions, guys, before we hop off? Car is all over the place. That golden pocket is actually holding up well, Winterfell. That would have been a good scalp for you there with one share. Pay for a Chipotle lunch. You know, yeah, that golden pocket was a nice level there. A nice Chipotle lunch. What a boring day. No, I know. No, Dan. I know. No thrusting. No sold outs. No 100% rallies. Just rubbish. Yeah, that one candle jump $50. Yeah, that would have been a nice catch, but also very dangerous. So dangerous, it's not even worth it. Thank you, T. See you in Discord. Riven says I'm leaving. Riven, are you gonna go help your wife? Yeah, it's halted up. I think also, like, JD Vance not going to Pakistan is very dangerous, because now Israel is gonna take that, and say, oh, okay, well, ceasefire is over, send rockets. You know what I mean? Israel doesn't care. Israel is just waiting for the deadline. Just past the deadline. Let us send them, please. Yeah, craziness. Anyways, Robin, are you in a position already? Are you in a position or no? FFAI. Yeah, just be careful with all these names today. Everything. Because they all look suspicious. The only stock that hasn't been overly suspicious today has been VELO. That's also because VELO is not really a momentum China play. So in at 45 cents, yeah, that's not horrible. I would say just try and stay above 43, because if 43 doesn't hold, your next support is 40 cents. So it looks like it's trying to find a little base here between 43 and 44 cents, Robin. So if it can hold and curl back up, then that'd be good. Dylan, do I think so? Yeah. Yeah, but again, keep in mind though, like we've been talking about Velo for a damn long time now, right? So I think we had some screenshots on screen here, right? This was this weekend or the other day, right? We were just talking about like, hey, this is one of our favorite SpaceX plays, blah 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 blah, right? So yeah, I bet you if I pulled up this chart after this screenshot on a daily chart, that candle is all the way up there at 16 now, right? So yeah. Anyways, there goes FFAI with a nice pop. So there you go. Robinhood, are you happy now? You're green. Look at that. FFAI is almost back to the highs of the day now. Damn, damn FFAI. That thing said, Robin, are you smiling now? I mean, you're testing a double top though at like 47, 40, yeah, almost 48. Yeah, Robin, you should be a green. You're nice and green in that position. Nice and green. 62, and then yeah, Raymond, I know. The upcoming IPOs, Red? You mean like SpaceX and all of that stuff? I don't know. It's just more of a. I think they're very good companies, right? We're just gonna have to. I mean, if you think about it, this is why we've been talking about Velo the whole time, right? Velo, Velo, Velo. Why do we like Velo so much? Because Velo is SpaceX is uses Velo, right? So SpaceX is the customer, right? So that's why we say, hey, if SpaceX is gonna cook, we might not be able to get into SpaceX, but maybe we can play Velo instead. We can play with all the other potential SpaceX connected plays, right? That's why SpaceX became, Velo. That's why Velo became. So I think at this point, those companies are going to be so expensive that we have no choice but to look for connections, you know. But no idea which ones those are, Red. So yeah, no idea. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. I see someone tag me in Hangout General, so I'm not even gonna go there. Not even gonna go there today. Just gonna stay away. Anyways, guys, was there one more question? I think so. Green. Let's go, Jacob. Congratulations. From 7 cents or 70 cents. Raven, yeah. I'm not even gonna go there. I'm just gonna pretend that channel doesn't exist. Unbelievable. I think Carr Winterfell is very close to getting destroyed because even these pops now are just getting reversed. That candle was a nice on hold candle though. $638. If Dan gets roasted, okay, I'm fine with it. And Dan the Sasquatch. Good. See, you should have just said Dan the Sasquatch. That's it. Nothing else. Wow, That's pretty good. uh, the science behind the sightings. Wow, that's just pretty good. The hidden world. Wow, wow, wow. The cryptozoologist. Wow, that is pretty good. Damn. Rob, why are you laughing, Rob? You're next. Don't worry. You're next. Rob is loving it, Dan. You see this? Okay, just so you know, he's loving that you got roasted. Mm-mm-mm. Yeah, it's actually pretty good. Yeah. Oh, wow! There's a mushroom. I missed a mushroom. Damn. Yeah. Mm-mm-mm. Unbelievable. How are you, Rob? How's the day? Yeah, Robin, good job. Yeah, you just have a double top, right? So you're sitting at the same level that we failed at last time, so right below 48 cents. But yeah, you're green in that position. So if it can break out, you should be good to go. Ah. Mm, mm. Mushrooms. Uh, mm. So don't be surprised if you see rockets flying tonight, from some of these countries, because it doesn't look like the ceasefire is they're gonna make a deal by unless they extend it, which might be what they end up doing. Craziness, silly, silly, silly. Yeah, no, 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 no. Yeah. Click, sure, sure, sure. Uh, s- Chris, what are you looking for in this one? Because I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure. It's just sitting in such a weird spot because that thing has more room to the downside. So your next support here, though, Chris, is going to be closer to between 345 and 340. All right. If that level doesn't hold, then it's 330. So those are your next two levels for support. And then your breakout is like 365. Yeah. So yeah, maybe watch three. So again, 345 to 340 and then 330. Yeah. Okay. Make a deal, please. Make a deal so we can move on. Mr. Trump. Yeah, what's SPY doing? Is it still at 707? It's looking weak. Weak, weak, weak. What does a 30-minute chart look like for SPY? Because this is the same level from yesterday. So if it breaks below these bottoms here, then yeah, then you have some issues. So for now there is some support, same base from yesterday. Hopefully they bounce it off that same level. If not, Rob's gonna start making noise about gaps. Mr. Gaps. Mr. Gaps is a pretty good name. That should be Rob's character when you roast him with those emojis, Dan. Mr. Gaps. Yeah, here comes Mr. Gaps. Yeah, Dan, I think that's the right thing to do. The right thing to do. Giving them ideas. Yes, absolutely. Uh, any last questions, guys, before we hop off? No, 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 no. Yeah, I mean, I think the US kind of screwed that up a little bit. Like if you guys are making progress on peace talks, and then they say, hey, we're gonna open the Strait of Hormuz, but then you're like, we're gonna block it. Like, what do you think? Like, anyways. Rob, unbelievable. Did you forget? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it just seems silly in the first place. Yeah, yeah, Isaiah. Yeah, no. Again, hopefully tomorrow is a little bit better. You can come back from that. Today was just way too suspicious. VELO looks good. Yeah, no, VELO is holding up well. Right, it's holding that 15 area, which was initially the 30 red. Yeah, it's a sus day. Yeah, exactly. Cost of doing business. As long as that cost is not massive, we're okay. Let's go, Coca. Oh, you're just rejoining. You were a member before. Oh, okay, okay, okay. Um, oh, I see. Okay. Let me send you an invite link. I don't know if you need one though. You might not. You shouldn't need one. If you remember before, you shouldn't need one. So, but Coca, this is your invite link at the bottom. If you need it. A red. Yeah. There you go. You're welcome. How you liking red? How you liking prop shop? How you liking it? You see, it seems to be working better, right? So yeah, they're working on stuff. Rob loves the coca. Ah, damn. Yes, get him. Get him. That's right. That is right. VELO and opening. Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah, AEHR has been a good one, right? I think they still have that 60% off thing going on for prop shop. Yeah, I looked at the main website and the 60% off is in there, so it looks like they're only doing that for us, which is cool. Right, 60% plus buy one get one free. I think that's pretty nice. Right, I think that is pretty nice. So yeah. Positive in hmm. Beyond Meat Pizza. What did you do? What did you do? Do we still have a code? Yeah, we do. So they're doing yeah. Yeah, another thing that they added for future. So this is the code. Just click on that link. It's gonna take you there. And then you could just put in. You shouldn't need the code because the code is in the link. Then just do HTX if you need to. Right. So what they're doing with futures is they're launching it. Right. So what they're doing is with the so when you trade futures, you know how there are different milestones or right. So you get paid now with each milestone, Raven. Right. So hopefully they can bring that to the stock side. Right. Yeah. So yeah, basically sim payouts. Right. So you're still going through the process of passing it. Right. You haven't passed it, but you're getting paid on each stage, which is cool, which is pretty cool. Right. So yeah, again, not sure how long they're doing that 60% off plus buy one free stuff. But yeah, what's going on with Beyond Meat is just holding $1.10 support. So they're gonna launch that at some point. I don't know if Rob posted a webinar that they're gonna do in 2 days or whatever, right? To launch that. So um, yeah, for now it's only for futures. Yeah, only for futures for now. Right. So again with the benchmarks, right? You get paid out. So it doesn't take as long, right? So for by now, a lot of you guys would have been getting paid. The only downside is with the stock side, right? It takes a bit more time, right? Yeah. Honestly, car is all over the place. All over the place. Yeah, even on days like this, even on days like today, maybe when you see that the market's sus, you just use this instead, rather than using your real monies. Your real monies. Yep, exactly, Rob. Exactly. So again, if you want to do a bit more research, that's the link at the bottom of the chat. And then alrighty, alrighty. Yeah, you too. Yeah, there haven't been a whole bunch of trades, anyways. To be making. Let's go red. Let's go good. I like it. I like it. Any other questions? Any questions about the markets, about this before we hop off? FFAI is still sitting at right below that 48 level. Lobo is just so stupid, still in that same range. VELO, just a beauty. Nothing negative we can say about this stock. SPY, SPY looks like it's trying to bounce up that 706, right? Because there is some support at 706. Yeah. Oh, 800? Mm, who knows with this stock? That golden pocket was nice though on car. It's nice. Actually, it actually hit it like 3 times before the yeah. Very, very nice. Who knows with this stock, Winterfell? Shut up, Nightbot. uh, when's the merge? What do you mean, like with TradingView? That's part of what they're launching. So I think once they can launch TradingView as well, I think a lot of people are going to be, you can actually, hopefully the data is a lot better, and then more people can use TradingView instead of going through another system. So now the other thing you could do too, like if you wanted an account, right, you could always get an account, and then especially if they're launching that in a few days, right? Just in case for some reason the buy, 60% off plus buy one free goes away, then at that point you don't have to, yeah, worry about it, right? So at that point you don't have to worry about it. Yeah, you can kind of read like what it's all for right there, right? So you can read what they're basically what they do. Shut up, Nightbot. Choo, 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 choo. And then FFAI looks like it finally broke through that little resistance there, by the way. Yup, finally broke through. And then it's breaking through 50 cents as well now, too. Right, so that's looking really good, actually, FFAI. Yeah. Robin, are you still in this position? Yes, Peter, do it. Yeah, that's a nice little breakout. Anybody else other than Robin holding FFAI? On IPO, I don't there is no IPO to get into right now. There is no IPO that I like to get into now. SpaceX is the only one, and then Anthropic or like OpenAI, one of those two next. That's a really nice push. Very, very nice push. Yeah, almost 53 cents there. Good breakout. 44, Aaron. Nice. Congrats. Official. Good job. Well done, guys. Well, like VELO? Yes. Like VELO. Peter, didn't you get VELO at like $10? You did, didn't you? 10? Now it's at 15. They said pizza is here. Hold up. Wait a minute. Yeah. Wait, let me take a look. Damn pizza. What the hell? Also, you knew though. You knew that was meant to be a swing play for you. You knew though, pizza. That was yeah. You knew that was a swing play for you. You just sold it. 200 according to TradingView, 230 million is the float on this. Yeah. Yeah, the float is correct. It doesn't really matter though. It's a penny stock. I don't really care when with the float. Damn. Oh my goodness. That's actually annoying. So don't get into random IPOs. Red, no. And Peter, that's actually on a bounce. So imagine what it would have been on at the lows or yesterday. Probably more expensive yesterday because it was at the same price yesterday. Yeah, you had time. You didn't have enough time, but you had a little bit of time. So I think the concern was the time. If you had more time, I think you would have been okay. Yeah, no, this is a really nice push on a FFAI. Very, very nice push. Uh, Wait, what? How? Yeah, 45 cents. Uh, what a beautiful stock this one's been, guys. Right? We posted this one as a swing play. What a beauty this stock has been. What an absolute beauty. What an absolute beauty this stock has been. What a gem. As another swing play, absolute beauty. An absolute beauty. Yep. I have no idea which IPOs those are red, so I haven't really done much research. Oh, I see. I see. Do, 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 do. Rockets to us. La, 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 la. I'm gonna send Winterfell focus. Focus, Winterfell. Focus. Focus. Stay away from Israel. It touched by a bit. Oh, fine. Stay in the options channel, Winterfell. Focus, focus, focus. We don't want people fighting because of those idiots. Let them fight the war. Yeah. I like how Velo is still holding up really well, and Beyond Meat is holding up really well too, right? So good base of $1.10. So it looks like fake mushrooms are not a bad thing. Okay, sounds good, Red. Sounds good. Alrighty, guys. I think we're gonna leave it here for the day. See you guys when Velo crosses back above $16. Kidding, not kidding. Um, have a wonderful rest of the day. Be safe, and we'll continue in Discord. Alrighty, smash a like before you go if you haven't already. Dan says, "Okay, bye." Okay, bye, Dan. Go outside. La, 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 la. Okay, sounds good. Alrighty. Much love all. Yeah, and see you guys in Discord. Hopefully, the afternoon is better than like this slow rubbish we're dealing with. Have a great day, Red. Have a great day, everybody. Thank you, Jericho. Stay green. Yeah. Alrighty. Bye for now, everybody. See you guys in Discord. Mushrooms. Yes, Jay. Yes. Alrighty. Bye for now, guys. Bye. Later, Brian. Later, everybody.